Hi, I'm Mark. I'm the spiritual advisor for Marc Healing Arts. I'm so blessed everyone's here today. We're going to ask the oracle cards, how do I attract positivity? It's the law of attraction. For example, to show like self-love, show everyone about loving yourself, and what you put out there comes back. So remember to think positive, because if you think positive, it affects not only you, but everyone around you. If you like what you hear, please don't forget to subscribe to Marc Healing Arts on YouTube and like the videos. If you want to contact me in between videos, go to my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Now let's begin. I have 5 piles of cards here, each one paired with a unique succulent plant. Here's pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick the pile of cards that you feel that you're attracted to. Listen to your heart, listen to your gut, and choosing that pile of cards. To see your reading, skip to the timestamp listed in the comment box below. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 1. How do I attract positivity? First card I got for you is choose a new direction. Choose a new direction. Looks like the path that you're trying to go on is not the right path for you, so you want to choose a new direction. That means you want to think in your mind. Like for a good example, how about a location where you're going to live that you said, well, I don't feel good about living here anymore, so instead I want to go somewhere else. So we want to manifest it in our minds, visualize it where we like to live, and make it the effort and going out there and looking for locations or homes around that place where you want to live. Okay, your positivity, attracting it through the mind as well as going out there and doing the work. For changes to occur to attract positivity, it can happen from now to a year from now. That's what this card is telling me to tell you, from now or a year from now. So be patient, whatever you're trying to think positive about, by attracting it, so things come into place for you. Yes. Now, it's up to you. It's up to you to make these things happen. So there's work involved, right? By thinking of it, by putting the vibrations out there, as well as actually doing the work. This could be regarding about finding someone in your life that you want to connect with, but you have to think positive about meeting someone. And think of the place where you would like to go to meet someone. And think positive about it and make it happen. That's another example. By doing this kind of work, you're trying to find, well, how can I? Well, through meditation. Meditation brings answers. Ask Spirit's willing to guide you and direct you and helping you how you can attract it in the positive sense by thinking about it, and how you could ways of working out. Well, how can I do that? For a good example is, I want to go to that college, but I don't know if I'm going to go to that college. Or it could be related to a job, or it could be related to how do you feel about yourself, and show the world on how good you feel about yourself by thinking positive thoughts and attracting it, throwing it out in the universe, but show the world how you have self-love and how you love yourself. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's no need to worry. There's no need to worry. That everything will come into place for you. I know you can get frustrated. I know you probably waited a long time or somewhat a long time. That's why this card was saying now or from a year from now, things will come into place if you put this into place. But there's no need to worry about it because things will work out the way it's supposed to work out. But make things simple for yourself. Don't make these confusing. That means think of the thought, what positive thought did you want to think to attract it, and then also do the work and whatever it is. And things will come together for you. But by doing this kind of work, you want to become very assertive or be assertive. And I know you can do it. Because if you do it and you put it out there, but you have to put the effort and the work into it as well. Don't think just by thinking it, by attracting positivity, it's all going to come into place. You also have to put the work into it. And you'll be surprised, everything will come into order for you. That's why this card was saying no need to worry about it. It all will come together, but it's going to be up to you to make it happen. Anything can turn around by attracting positivity. By making the different approaches, you could also ask help from others. Ask help from others, and they'll put things together for you. How you could attract positivity. So don't do this all by yourself. Do this, well, I know you're going to do work by yourself at times, but ask help from others. How do I think positive? Also ask Spirit as well, because Spirit want to guide you and direct you through this journey. And it only takes a little bit at a time for each thing that you're trying to think and attract positivity in your life. But think of the overall picture, how many things you could accomplish. Just being happy and showing the world that you love yourself. I think it'll make a big difference. But it's up to you to make it happen and become assertive at it. But when this card said choose a new direction, it's telling me to tell you, you need to take another path. So if this way is not working for you and you're tracking positivity, you need to take another route. But work in time, just keep in mind, by how you're thinking and how you put it out there, you'll attract the positivity and you'll get great results. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. My goal is always to help if you want my help, and I'm here for you. In addition to psychic readings, I also support my clients with energetic healings and spiritual coaching to move them on their right path where they want to be. Please, when you can, visit my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next week. We'll ask Spirit, am I on the right path? Blessings and love to you, and remember to love yourself because you are worthy. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 2. How do I attract positivity? First card I got for you is no. And what does that mean? No. That means on how you're doing things and how you're handling things, you have to do it a different kind of a way because it's just not working. How do I attract positivity? How? That's the question here in today's session. Let's see how you can. Well, the first thing I can tell you right now is you're ready to do it, but we're going to get more into it. Okay, but you are ready to do this. Put everything into place. So, think of it this way. You're ready to go. But now let's start thinking about how we could attract it. So it's a no before, because you're not doing things the way you should. Doesn't mean it's 100% wrong, but also at the same time, but you're ready to do it. So let's see how you can do it. Get more information. Get more information. That means on how to figure this out, you have to think through the process of how you're thinking. By putting it out there, you want to send out those vibes by attracting positivity. So you want to already feel good about whatever you're throwing out, because you want to, if you think negative, you attract negativity. You don't want to do that. So you want to attract positivity. So you have to think of the process, whatever you're trying to plan out in a positive way, think of positive thoughts, and then put it out there. But also you want to pursue it. That means, like, for a good example, if you're thinking about a trip that you're going to go on, you got to save money for a trip. But thinking in your mind of where you want to go, manifest it by throwing it out there, and you could just be thinking of it. And then you could even visit the place before you go on the trip to see if you really want to go there, or look online. And then you're physically going to go over there and do it. So, but you have to attract it first in the mental aspect. And then physically, of course, you're going to make the plans by actually doing it, and then you go and do it. But they have to go together. The mental aspect and the physical aspect. Think of those two on how to attract the positivity. So there's work on both ends. Because I'm telling you right now, if you do that, and take each thing as it comes. But if you do that, big happy changes are going to come about. Your life will change around in a positive way. So just remember, as long as we're tracking the positivity, we're feeling good about ourselves because we're planning our life. We're doing what we want to do to make it happen. Thinking positivity, how about your own thoughts on how you feel, believe, and act and respond? And then you could actually go to a place where you feel comfortable to meditate and pray and do mantras and feel your best. So not only are you attracted by thinking where you're going to want to go, to do all this beautiful work, to manifest it, but also be in the place where you're going to be at so you could be happy, but not just a place to manifest it there, positivity, but also enjoying the experience of being there. Because I'm telling you, if you do this kind of work, you're going to be really successful at it. Because before I got to know, that means you have to change the way you're thinking on how you're acting and responding. Also to doing the work, the physical work. But you'll become successful at it if you work at it. You have to believe in yourself and to work at it. And it'll come to you, and I'm just telling you. But if you just think about it, it's part of attracting it, but there's a balance, there's a duality. You have to do both. But you will become successful if you do the work. But you have to totally believe in what you're doing by thinking positive, by attracting it, and doing what your dreams want, so you can make your dreams come true. Look for a sign. Look for a sign on how to do this. Because the angels want to guide you and direct you. And the only way they're going to guide you and direct you, You have to watch out for the signs on how to do it. You may say, yeah, but how do I attract positivity in this situation? Either maybe meeting a friend that you haven't seen in a while. How do I visualize that in my mind? How do I make my effort out actually going there? Because if we don't attract it first on a mental level, and we just go out there and do it, you're not giving the power and oomph. So remember, both aspects need to be there, the mental and the physical level. And that's something really important. But look for the sign or signs that the angels want to show you on how to do this. So you do have help here. And through this whole thing that you may question or unknowing how to handle it, there'll be a peaceful resolution with this. Things will come into place for you. So when you put it all together here, because your life will get better this way. So, because it says right here, big happy changes are going to come about if you track this positivity. But get all the information that you can, and that's from spirit, as well as yourself, and think and plan, and you'll become successful at it. And you'll have a peaceful resolution to everything you're positively attracting. And if you put this in place, this will make a big difference on how your life will change. And that's why it's saying big happy changes. And that's how you attract positivity. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. My goal is always to help if you want my help, and I'm here for you. In addition to psychic readings, I also support my clients with energetic healings and spiritual coaching to move them on their right path where they want to be. Please, when you can, visit my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next week. We'll ask Spirit, am I on the right path? Blessings and love to you, and remember to love yourself, because you are worthy. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick your card number 3. How do I attract positivity? First card I got is, yes, you can do it if you want to do it. So they're giving you the okay to go for it if you want to. So don't feel like you don't have what it takes. You do have what it takes, but we're going to talk about on how do we work this out to attract positivity. Well, the first thing you got to do is you have to take action. You got to make it happen. And we're going to talk about that more into depth. You want to take action. You want to put things into place. And what things do you put into place? Well, first of all, you have to come up with a thought process on how to think and attract positivity. And then you have to go out there and do it. So that's why it says take action. Make it happen for you. You will change it. But just keep in mind, just by thinking about it and you don't put the work into it, it doesn't really, come as much in play. So remember to take action. Not only thinking about it, but actually physically doing it. You need to trust. You need to trust whatever you're doing by attracting the positivity. Remember to trust it. And also, whatever you're doing, like for a good example, if you want to show the world that how intelligent you really are, but you want to talk about spiritualism and you want to educate people and tell people how good you are as a teacher, you first can manifest it through the mind, throw it out in the universe. Of course, working at it, and then you're going to that place and you are performing and you are showing people how you are such a great teacher. You're throwing those vibes out on how you're physically going out there, but in the energetic sense, you're attracting the positivity. And you could do it, but you must trust what you're doing. So again, you want to think like, you're a good teacher, but you want to put that out in the mind to show how good you are as a teacher by seeing yourself first, by throwing it out there, that you're going to teach a large audience. And then all of a sudden you actually go out there and do it, and then you show people what you do. That's how you attract positivity. So there's a two-step here. But you need to believe in yourself to make this happen. Because if you don't believe in yourself, how is it going to happen? That means if you don't believe it, you're not going to do it. So you need to really believe in it to make it happen. And trust it. Like I said to you before, you need to trust it. You need to believe it for things to come into place. Because if you don't believe what you're doing and you don't trust it, then it's not going to come into place for you. So put the work and time into it because it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort because that's why this card was telling me to tell you, but you need to take action with it. However you were doing before, they're telling you now, go for it. So go full steam ahead. Go full steam ahead and you'll do really well with it. Overall, by doing this, by attracting positivity, it'll affect all the different aspects of your health. Improving your health, that means you'll really feel excited and you'll feel at your best because it shows that you have what it takes. So it'll affect all the different aspects of your health and you really will feel that you're at a different level and you'll feel like you have what it takes. And you'll feel good inside. And don't think you're alone on this because if you still get confused on what it is, this could be a really good friend that you love. It could be someone in your life that you're with right now. But dealing with the romantic level of thinking positivity. This could be different examples, but one way it could be about you could have someone by your side helping you through this that loves you, looking out after you. But also, let's go into attracting positivity again. Think about you want love in your life and visualize the kind of love that you want. You're making it like a little movie. But then you're going out there to different places to meet someone because you want the romance, you want the intimacy and all that. But you have to go to a place that you're thinking where you can't find this romance, this love that you could have in your life. By thinking it first and going to a certain area that you like to go, that you feel comfortable, that you're going to attract to meet this person. Whatever you're going to do, whatever has not worked before, forgive yourself of what has happened because you need to do a release technique. When you do a release technique of letting bygones be bygones, because if we think too much of the past, we're attracting too much of the past, and some of it could be negative. So if you're attracting negativity from the past, that's going to interfere with attracting positive for the future. Or the moment. So you want to let all bygones be bygones when you're attracting physical movements by actually doing the work, going out there, and actually thinking of it. So you have to clear your mind of all negative thoughts and only replace it with positive thoughts, manifesting, and going out there to change your life. So I'm telling you, if it all comes together, but it's a whole big thing here when they say, the angels are saying right here about trusting and believing, because if you trust and believe what you're doing, it's going to work. And overall, you're going to feel better about yourself for doing this. But you got to let bygones be bygones. But as long as you take the action and the approach, and there's two aspects. There's the mental, thinking about it, about attracting it, but also going out there and doing it by manifesting. That's the big key word, to attract it. And if you do this, take one area at a time, or whatever you're thinking of, what you like to manifest and attract the positivity toward it. You do one thing at a time, it will work. And that's how you attract positivity. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. My goal is always to help if you want my help, and I'm here for you. In addition to psychic readings, I also support my clients with energetic healings and spiritual coaching to move them on their right path where they want to be. Please, when you can, visit my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next week. We'll ask Spirit, am I on the right path? Blessings and love to you, and remember to love yourself, because you are worthy. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick a card number 4. How do I attract positivity? First card I got is unlikely. Unlikely. That means whatever you're trying to do it's not really working. It's not coming into place for you. So what do you need to do to change these approaches? Well, first of all, you want to work toward it, that we're going to get into, to make this happen for you. Because right now, unlikely, however you're doing things, is not working the way you want it. And you're not as happy. But all these things, if you put the work and time into it, it'll be in the near future. It'll be in the near future where things will come together for you. So be patient with it. Now, there's two aspects of it. There's a mental aspect of thinking positive toward it by attracting it. So you need to think positive toward it. How you're going to process it in your mind. By attracting that positivity. And then going out there and doing it. So doing this kind of work, you're going to have a recovery period. That means you're going to go through it, the process of it, and things will come together for you. And then you'll have rest time, of course, because you made it happen. So there's a recovery period. So you got to go through the process of it first, and then things will come together for you. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But let's talk about the mental and the physical aspects on how to attract positivity. If you do this, I just want to let you know, the situations will improve. Situations will improve. And this is how they'll improve. Mentally. If you visualize in your mind, like, what happens if you want to start up a business? The building's not even built there. Visualize the building that you want to get built. And the business in your mind first. And think of the place where you want it built. So everything works out. And then physically go over there and check out the place that if it feels comfortable for you. And manifest it that that's going to work out right there for you. Sometimes that can be tricky. Or another good example of it is, think of the school or college that you want to go to. Think of the college. Put in your mind of seeing yourself being accepted in that college. and then physically going there and checking it out and making it happen. So you have to think about it in your mind, making it happen, and then going there and doing the work. So there's a mental aspect and there's a physical aspect of attracting positivity. So think of it, it's a mental aspect and a physical aspect. Two things you have to do to make it happen. But I'm just telling you right now, sometimes things can get a little frustrated, but the situation will improve if you take these two steps. But one thing I can tell you this right now is let go of all the stuff that you're holding on from the past. To make this happen, you have to let go of all old stuff. That means it doesn't matter if you try, like for a good example, like trying to do a business before and it didn't work out. You want to put that as bygones be bygones. If you want to see yourself working at this place in your mind and then checking the area out and then keep on putting the energy out that this building of yours, your business is going to be built there and you're going to be successful, then it's going to happen. But don't think negative toward it and attract negativity. By thinking it's not going to happen and you see like an exit in the area you're going to work at and it didn't work out. No. And you can have a memory from the past for that, dealing with a business or dealing with a relationship or dealing with a trip. So everything we can attract. That doesn't mean just because you think positive, everything is going to manifest for you. But if you put it out there, it's in favor of the things that you attract will manifest. And sometimes you need to compromise. You need to compromise so things can work out. So even though you're thinking positive and you put it in your mind and planning, and it may not go exactly like you want to go, but you still want to attract that positivity so things to come into place for you. But you may need to make different changes. Oh, I thought I was going to buy a house here, but it's a street over. All right, you know, it may not work exactly like you want, but you got to compromise and say, okay, but it's still in the same area. But not only did you put it in your mind first, a place where you want to live, but you physically went out there and you checked it out to see if that feels comfortable with you. But even though it was a street over, you still felt it and said, this is still good, because you're attracting, your mind's still attracting, so it'll be still a good area for you to enjoy. Sometimes we got to compromise, even though we're trying to manifest it, to attract the positivity. If it doesn't go in the exact order, it's okay, so we'll work around it. We'll bend a little bit. But remember, when doing things, even in the attracting positivity, you want to listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Because if you listen to your intuition, you're going to go by guidance on how you can think. How do you approach it by going to a place where you want things to manifest? Because if you do all this, things will, not only will you attract positivity, but you have a beautiful outcome. So remember, sometimes you need to compromise. Let bygones be bygones. Let old things go, from the past, whatever didn't work out before, but you don't want to attract that. So let things go from the past. Sometimes work around things by compromising, like I said, because the situations will improve and you'll have a recovery period where things will come into place for you. But remember to listen to your heart. And it's not too far away to do it. But remember, it's the mental aspect, you're thinking of it, and then physically you're going out there and doing it. If you want the world to know how much you love yourself, because you're putting the vibes out there, and then you meet the people and still put the vibes out there, they can feel it. So however way you want to attract that positivity, just remember the way to do it is through the mind and actually physically doing the work. And you will attract positivity. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. My goal is always to help if you want my help, and I'm here for you. In addition to psychic readings, I also support my clients with energetic healings and spiritual coaching to move them on their right path where they want to be. Please, when you can, visit my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next week. We'll ask Spirit, am I on the right path? Blessings and love to you, and remember to love yourself, because you are worthy. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day. Okay, here we go. Pick your card number 5. How do I attract positivity? Reconsider on how you're doing it. Reconsider. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little shadow area. Okay. Reconsider on how you're going to do it. Figure it out with the mindset, first of all. Reconsider. So planning is involved in this. How we could attract positivity. So think of different ways that you're going to do it. You're not giving a definite answer yet. You're not giving a definite answer yet, but you're figuring things out. So there's a figuring out kind of period. How do I attract it? How do I attract it? How do I put it into place for myself so I could attract this positivity? Because if you do this, it won't be long. Because your angels are telling me to tell you, it'll be within the next few weeks if you put everything into place. It depends what it is also. But things that are important to you, it can happen a lot quicker. That's what this card is telling me from the angels to you. Or it won't take that much effort. Some effort, but the time frame, it could be within a few weeks for things to come into place. For some things that you're trying to positively attract. Oh, here we go. Look at this. This is beautiful. How do I remain positive? Remain positive. That means to stay focused. Stay focused on the work that you're doing to attract the positivity. By doing that, you don't want to think of any kind of negative thoughts that will affect by attracting the positivity. You want to stay focused, stay in the moment. One of the aspects is to think positive in the mental aspect to attract positivity. So think about it. You want to push negative. You don't want to attract positive. You want to attract positivity, not negative. So you have to keep on remaining positive. You have to be in the moment and think of it and stay there. Don't go anywhere else. Go there and stay there. Of course, there's planning involved. And there are times, well, 2 things you got to do. Number 1, you're thinking of it to manifest it. And then physically, you're going out there and you're making it happen. So, for like a good example, if you want to think about going to this concert that you've been waiting for, or how about, hey, here's a better one, to meet someone in your life. You can think all the different aspects of who you want them to be. And think of a good place where you can meet, what you feel comfortable meeting, that you've been there before. See, mentally we have to think of it, but physically we have to do the work as well. It goes both ways. thinking it and actually physically going out there and doing it. If you want to meet someone, oh, I want to meet someone here. And we're talking about more of a loving relationship, not just a friend. So think about it where you want to meet and plan it out, and then go there. And you never know, you could be walking down the streets and all of a sudden you could connect you with someone that you find attractive, and a relationship could start. So any aspect to attract positivity, you have to think of it first and then physically go out there and do it. When you tell the universe how to attract positivity, communicate it very clear, dealing with the mind. Also, talk to them. Talk to the angels and guides about, well, I'm here in this area. How would so I can manifest it? Well, they would ask you, do you feel comfortable in that area where you're manifesting, where you're attracting the positivity for something beautiful to happen? So think of it in the mind first. For example, like before, meeting someone who you want to meet. Think of the location. You've been to that location, so you did the physical work already, and manifest it. And you could be walking down the street and then you could be connecting with them because you're thinking positive. You're attracting it. But I'm telling you, if you do this, abundance will come. Abundance will come. I mean, something big is going to come into your life that's going to change your life. You know what? Dealing with meeting someone. You could do this even with a business. Think about the location where you like to have your business. Have you been there before? So you physically already did it, but in your mind to manifest it, it's going to work out in this area for you because you like that area. And if you already physically went there and you feel comfortable already with it, and just keep on putting it out there, you'll attract it. That it's going to work. Sometimes we can't always do this by ourselves on how we can attract it positivity. Sometimes we have to ask help from others. Am I thinking right? Am I planning this right? Because I want the things to manifest in a beautiful way. When you're dealing with spirit and you're dealing with yourself, you need to communicate clearly of what you really want to attract this positivity. But at the same time, you could ask wisdom through your angels and also through people to make sure you're doing it right. What they feel. Because if you think in a wrong way, you may not be attracting positivity as you think. So ask help from others. Ask help from others to help you. And that's why they're called, in this card, helpful people. Helpful people will help you along. They always act like guides and angels. It could be a friend, it could be a family member. So always ask for help, because I'm telling you, big time changes will come because of the abundance, and your life could change in so many drastic ways by attracting positivity. Look what I just said to you. Didn't I tell you to ask the angels? Look what this card is telling me to tell you. Ask your angels for help. Ask your angels for help. So just remember, there's a mental aspect of thinking and planning, and physically actually going out there and doing it. You have to do those two to attract positivity. But you have assistance from angels, from people in general. Big, wonderful, blessed times are going to come. But make sure all your messages with your mind and to deal with other people are clear what you want, so you can attract this positivity and stay positive. And a lot of things can manifest within a few weeks. That's what it's telling me. Right here. But reconsider however you're thinking, plan it out right in the mental and doing the physical aspect of it. And you'll attract positivity. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts. My goal is always to help if you want my help, and I'm here for you. In addition to psychic readings, I also support my clients with energetic healings and spiritual coaching to move them on their right path where they want to be. Please, when you can, visit my website, marchealingarts.com, listed in the description box below. Come back next week. We'll ask Spirit, am I on the right path? Blessings and love to you, and remember to love yourself, because you are worthy. Until next time, I'm Marc, the Spiritual Advisor for Marc Healing Arts, and have a beautiful day.